Good morning, good morning, good morning, Alabama, Alabama. I need help. HELP, please. I'm an early stage founder and I'm looking for the right place to grow my business. Early stage, so you know I'm going through the struggle right now. But I've had places like California, New York, San Francisco, all pitching to me why their city is the best place to grow my business. But a little birdie has told me Alabama might be the right place for me because of its emerging tech space. So my question is, can Alabama really help me grow my technology company?
I feel like we were just with each other. Now, before we get started, I have to say I'm a bit disappointed. I did not hear y'all yell A minor from back there. I was like, they are definitely going to get turned up on this one, but we'll do that next time, guys. Don't let us down now. Well, listen, we're starting off a bit lighthearted, but I want to properly set the significance of this opening panel. And I would go as far as to say it is an opening keynote. Keynotes meaning that it sets the tone for the day, for the conference. And the reason why these leaders are important, and we're starting the conference this way, is because we don't want to take it for granted that everybody is familiar with the resources of this state. Um, we want to make sure that we are tearing down barriers, that we are demystifying what it means to be a founder, what it means to be a creator. And I think about an individual named Destiny Patton. She was a high school student. She came to Sloss Tech. It changed the career trajectory. She was going into medicine. She decided to go into tech. She is at the Rochester Institute of Technology now, interning at Amazon. Just exposure, finding out what's out there. So I have the pleasure of serving as the moderator and being joined by these brilliant leaders right now to share about those resources. And that voice you heard represents the story of a founder, a legitimate founder, right? A case study for why we do this work. So you all could do it much better if you don't mind just quickly introducing yourself to our audience, your organization, and then we'll get into the questions.
Sure. I'm Ellen McNair. I'm Secretary of the Alabama Department of Commerce.
I'm Miller Girvin. I'm the president of the Economic Development Partnership of Alabama.
And I'm Cynthia Crutchfield. I'm the CEO of Innovate Alabama.
Cynthia is also my stylist, if you
Yeah,
did not
I
know.
know.
So.
We missed
Twinsies.
the memo.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us and for the work that you do. But with keeping the opening in mind, can you tell us a little bit about the work that you do in
Sure.
the Alabama Department of Commerce?
Sure. I mean, to answer the question, what can Alabama do? I think really, we've got obviously great leaders here at EDPA and Innovate and with the Department of Commerce, a lot of resources there, but it can get really overwhelming. It can really be overwhelming as to where to access what organization, what agency. But I say the blessings of Alabama is that we all work together so seamlessly that you can enter anywhere in the ecosystem and we will shepherd you through to the right resources, the right organization to provide what you need. And I think that that is really unique. In many states, it's very segmented, but in Alabama, we truly have a great relationship between all these entities and our local entities too, and that we can shepherd you wherever you enter in the ecosystem.
Thank you for that. And I definitely want to give you all a shout out because you have made it very approachable for people to engage with you all. The Made in Alabama brand that you all lift up, right? It
Good.
doesn't feel corporate or government. It feels like, hey, come,
Good.
we're cool, we're on your side. What can we do to help? So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Oh, great. Good.
Miller?
Yeah, so Mr. Founder, we want you here. We are, the EDPA is a private statewide nonprofit. And the great news is that we have, between the three of us, we have what you need. And at EDPA, I'm willing to bet that you need mentorship, capital, talent, and we can all help you with that. At EDPA, we have a program called Alabama Launchpad. that gives our earliest founders some really solid mentorship with the opportunity to win up to $100,000 of non-dilutive capital. So show me a founder that doesn't want that. And then you get a little bit further. Let's say you win your 100 grand, you win your 75, then you need to raise maybe a seed round. Yesterday, we hosted something called Investor Connector. We had 10 VCs. I hope many of you and the VCs that were there yesterday are in the audience today. And they came and they met with 10, they're all from out of state, looking to deploy capital in Alabama startups. They met with 10 curated companies for 64 meetings just yesterday. And then let's say you get a little further along. You need some talent. Well, we've got 2 programs that can help you out. We've got an HBCU innovation internship that pairs you with a really promising student to do some awesome work and help you find some bandwidth. And then we've also got Fuel Alabama that helps you find some college students that have graduated and stay in the state after they graduate. So we need that talent. You need that talent. Let's do it together.
Awesome. Thank you, Miller. Cynthia?
Okay, so at Innovate Alabama, to our secret founder, we definitely want and need you in the state of Alabama. When we wake up in the morning, we have you on our mind. We're thinking about what your needs are. We're thinking about the gaps in our ecosystem. And we work with these organizations, Commerce, EDPA, even our local organizations. We work across the state to make sure that we're giving you an experience that, number one, feels good to you, because we know that's important, but more importantly, making sure that we unlock all of our ecosystem for you. So we have several programs. We operate on 3 pillars. First, of course, is access to resources. I know I've heard a few people say that capital's not everything. I'll bet it is when you don't have it, right? So we definitely try to make sure that even though it may not be the most important thing, but it is really critical in terms of how you grow and scale your business. So we're working hard to make sure that, and I can't see my team members out there, I am going to call on y'all and ask you to stand up, but we do try to make sure that we have a full toolkit. So all of the resources that we have may not fit for you, but what we try to do is develop programs that you can pick and choose for where you are in your journey and where you need to go ultimately. So access to capital is really where we focus. We've got 4 or 5 programs that includes diluted funding and some matching programs. We have $98 million that we have through a federally funded program, SSBCI. That program is really intended to not just distribute that $98 million, but we want to leverage that, and we want investors to in-state and out-of-state to participate in that. So it really is a matching capability. I think we've done so well with that in terms of venture. We're going to duplicate that program. Mary Beth, I'm not going to call names. I don't want to call names. But we're going to duplicate that program sort of at the state level. And we're also going to do a venture studio that you'll hear about a little bit later that's going to help magnify and take advantage of those venture resources. What else is important? Our ecosystem. So we're not just stopping with the founder. We look towards the universities, the nonprofits, the cities and communities to make sure that they are building their communities to receive you. So you might be looking for a rural space where you need to do a manufacturing organization. We want those organizations to be prepared for you, so we have some funding for them in terms of grants. And then finally, well, not quite finally, well, talent. So let's talk about talent. We heard Miller talk about it. Talent is really important across the board. So we have talent programs. Outdoor recreation and talent for us is connected. Outdoor recreation is really that mechanism to say you can get a really good quality of life in the state of Alabama. So it's not just about your company, it's about what you do in becoming a part of the community. And then we have a lot of talent programs where we're making sure that as you grow and scale your company, we've got the right types of talent, whether it's artificial intelligence. We're exploring wood products. For us, that's a new market, but we have a huge capability in the state of Alabama. So I say to our founder, please, please come to Alabama. We want you, we need you, and we welcome you with open arms.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Cynthia. I definitely want to get to our founder, but just quickly, is there any one thing that you all want to lift up on a granular level that they should know about?
Yeah, I'd like to tell the founder that, again, as EDPA and Innovate have workforce programs, so does in commerce. So again, it gets overwhelming of where to connect, but we'll take you through that process, whether it's Cynthia's or Miller's or commerce workforce programs. Each one addresses a special need, so we can lead you through that. Also, if real estate, location, some founders know exactly where they want to be, but if you need assistance with locations, real estate, again, commerce can help that. Workforce and location assistance at no cost at all. And then finally, we can put money in your pocket. How about up to 3% of your total salaries for the whole year? And then we can do it up to 10 years. So we can actually put money back into your pockets there. Angela Smith is here. Here's Angela right down front. She leads the tech sector at the Department of Commerce. She's going to be here for the rest of the day. And so, Angela, I hope you brought your bags of cash and ready to hand it out. But please see Angela if you've got any questions on these or any of the other resources we have. And again, just remember, we will shepherd you through. It does get a little overwhelming, I know.
Oh, thank you for being there to help navigate that process. So, all right, guys, I'm going to be a little cheesy. I need you all's help. You're probably dying to know who is behind that voice. So, on three, if you could all just yell, "Come on out here," I would appreciate that. Can y'all do that with me? All right, 1, 2, 3. Come on out here.
What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? For those who do not know me, my name is Olu Aladebumoye. If that was a mouthful for you, you can just call me Olu. I am the co-founder and COO of SmartWiz, where we give tax professionals superpowers to serve their clients better. And I was, and still am, kind of the early stage founder behind the scenes, right? So I'm not too sure where everybody's at in their tech journey, but for me and my co-founders, we were right at the beginning, like the beginning of the beginning. Didn't know about VC, never heard about raising money, didn't really know about like startup journey, startup ecosystem, anything like that, right? So for us, we just tapped into the network and the resources provided by what the panelists just described. So my co-founders and I graduated from Auburn University, War Eagle.
War damn eagle.
That's not in your script.
Yeah. So we graduated from Auburn University, engineering degrees, and we started as a service business, right? But we kind of had an idea of turning that service business into a product, had no clue about taking it to the next steps. So in 2022, we got an office space at Innovation Depot. And at Innovation Depot, that was the game changer for us initially because it gave us a space where, hey, we're not only going somewhere to work together, we're talking with other founders, the staff is engaging with us, and along the way, they're telling us about, hey, based off your business, you should look into this thing called supplier scale, right? Powered by the BBA. Based off your business, you should look into Launchpad, right? Powered by EPDA. And for us, those things were instrumental for our business because it gave us the framework of what we needed. A lot of times, you don't know what you don't know. But the moment that you're exposed to it, you know it now, right? And not just exposure in the sense of, hey, I signed up for Launchpad, I got in, and I was just in it, just seeing what they had to offer. It's like, no, like when you're in it, every time you meet with a mentor, it's game 7 of the NBA Finals, right? Every time you're meeting with the pitch coach, you're showing up saying, hey, this is what I worked on, be critical, right? So for us, once we won Launchpad, that opened up the doors for Techstars LA, accelerator programs, San Francisco, accelerator programs. And we took what we learned to those markets. And while at those markets, we got offered to stay basically in those markets, right? So I think at the time, a VC was offering us $3 million in funding to stay in LA, right? And, you know, it definitely was a challenge for us because we're like, man, like, kind of to Cynthia's point, it's like, yo, capital is helpful, very. But I loved what Ellen said on the stage is, hey, with the state and specifically, they meet you where you're at in your startup journey. So for us, we decided to decline that offer, come back to Alabama, and just keep leveraging the resources. So we came back, we applied for Venture Atlanta. Now, we applied a year ago. We didn't get in the first time. We took everything that we learned from doing Launchpad, everything that we learned from LA, applied to Venture Atlanta again, got in, and won the $500,000 pitch competition there, right? Now, we got motion, we got a lot of exciting things going, but it's like, okay, hey, I think we're now in a place where we are ready to do a proper fundraising round. That's where Cynthia comes into play, right? If we talked to her when we first got to innovation and first started our founder journey, we're too early. Like, we don't have enough traction. We don't even know the lingo of how to have these conversations with her. But because we trusted the process, she was able to match that $500,000, officially close our seed round in our financing round. And now we jumpstart to, okay, it's time to develop our employees, right? It's time to actually hire employees. It's time to do real recruiting. And that's where Commerce stepped in and said, hey, actually, we can help pay for training for your employees. Hey, there's incentives that you can have as you bring employees to the state of Alabama. So it's a lot of ground that we covered, and we still have a lot of ground to cover. We were actually talking backstage, and we were just laughing because I was like, yeah, like, we've been doing pretty good, but now, like, we're kind of struggling with hiring. So if there are any engineers, go to smartwiz.io. Feel free to apply. That's just a plug, not in the script, but, you know, feel free to apply. But once I put it on their radar, immediately it was, oh, okay, hey, don't just look at LinkedIn, tap in with the universities. This is how you tap into the universities. Hey, actually, let's work on a workforce development program. Let's see if we can get more AI courses and introduce those things to UAB, Auburn University, University of Alabama, like whatever, right? So for me, the one thing that I would say more than anything else is tap into the resources available. I know a lot of the panelists will be at Alabama HQ at the William Building. Tap in there. And when I say tap in, it's twofold, right? Because I think this is where founders mess up, right? I'm saying it because I've seen it. Hey, I got into that program, but I don't think it was helpful, right? I got into this group, but I don't think it was helpful because a lot of founders expect like, hey, once you get in, that's all the work that it is, right? And I'm here to say it's not, right? We got into all these programs. We got into the rooms with the people that we needed to get into the rooms with, but we worked, right? Like I said in the beginning, we treated every conversation like it's game 7. So for every founder that's out there thinking about how you want to grow your startup, tap in with the panelists, treat the conversations like game 7, and I promise you, you won't regret it.
That what? You want to like just drop the mic right now?
I'm not gonna mess up.
Seriously, cannot think of a better exemplar for the work, for the reason, for you all being up here. So I'll just end by saying thank you all. And if you all could please, another round of applause for our amazing panelists, Olu and SmartWiz. Thanks, everybody.